Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Breaking news: Charlie Kirk, the far-right provocateur, was shot today. He was speaking at a campus event at Utah Valley University. I just saw the Under the Desk News report on this on TikTok. And on TikTok, I found a 4-second video clip where he's starting to talk to the audience. He's wearing a white t-shirt, and again, this clip's only 4 seconds. He gets hit in the throat right about here. Under the Desk News thought he was hit like in the shoulder. I stopped the video and blew it up. He got hit right around the jugular vein. Blood was pulsating out. Sorry, not trying to be too gross or graphic, but it's one thing when you hear somebody's been shot. It's kind of, at least for me, it's kind of sterile in my mind. But to actually see it, it's kind of stomach turning. So I want to read on the energy around this. And there was one shot. The shooter's been apprehended. Charlie Kirk was sent to a hospital. I don't know much about wounds like that. And I showed it to Michelle, and she's like, dude, he looks like he got hit in the jugular vein. We'll see. Very disturbing to see it. So I'm going to look at the energy around this. I'll have to be careful how I title and describe this, because this will probably be flagged for violence and provocations, things along those lines. Again, this will be for entertainment purposes only, but that's breaking news, and I want to do a quick reading and get it up. Okay, so what's the energy around the shooting of Charlie Kirk in Utah today? Deck is upside down. We make choices in life, and sometimes those choices are foolish, and there's this dissatisfaction here. Now, for Charlie Kirk, this could be, he's going to Utah. Utah's a fairly conservative state, you think? And he tends to use the patriarchy and religion and things along those lines to validate his points. And then the conservatives, they don't like gun control. So as a consequence, as a provocateur, you're trying to outrage people. So you are going out there purposely making people angry. You think you're safe because you're in a friendly environment, and the group that you represent has done everything in their power to prevent reasonable gun laws, to prevent guns from getting into the wrong hands. Now, I can read on the shooter eventually here, but right now, what I'm getting is this, go figure, the shooter didn't like Charlie Kirk. I don't think this is a case of let's kill him and make him a martyr. I think it's let's kill him because he's a SOB and I don't like him. But that's also kind of the consequences of your own choices. In the past, the high priestess, he may have received death threats before, and they've been ignored, or there's nothing happening. And so I think he's just too comfortable, too confident. Yeah, and then current situation is the Tower card. It happens suddenly. If he does die from this, and there's a distinct possibility he could be where he was shot, at least from the damage I was seeing. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't tell you how good or bad it is. Michelle's only comment was, dude, he never even saw what hit him. Literally, he's talking. Next thing you hear the shot, you see the blood, his hand goes up, and he probably passed out within seconds. Overarching energy right now is the Three of Coins. Working on him, working on his health, trying to save him. He might go into a coma from blood loss and things along those lines, but here are the folks trying to evaluate him. But with the dark coins, I'm not excited for his health here. Lesson to be learned, all or nothing. Winners and losers. It's kind of live by the sword, die by the sword, and it's interesting that I have the die by the sword part in here. Oh, God. Outcome is the Seven of Cups. Okay, should he survive it? I don't think he's going to. Should he survive it, he's going to have to really reevaluate his life and his values. But to me, this is almost like the life review card. You know, the dark, shadowy figure looking at their life choices. And this could even represent the life review, too, where you're explaining to your council of 12 about the choices that you made during that. I am not excited for his longevity chances by that spread. Again, if he survives this, if he had an NDE, I really think he would need to rethink his life and his life choices. I do not advocate for violence. I do not advocate for shooting. I wouldn't want anybody to do this to anybody in government, as much as they anger me with their decisions and the absolute cruelty. But if you're going to go out of your way to anger people, we're all humans, and sometimes we succumb to our basest emotions. All right. For Carter, what is Charlie Kirk's current health condition after being shot like that? For Carter. Page of Cups. I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's see what we get. Fool card, Heartbreak, Hanged Man, Magician. My cards are really bent. I wonder why that is. What's his current condition? It's almost, again, like it's like a life review. Heartbreak. New journey. I don't think he's going to survive this. I really don't. It'll take a miracle to save him. It'd take an absolute miracle to save him. But this card tells me that that miracle's not there. New journey and doing like a life review, looking at your life from a different perspective. I don't think he survives this. I really don't. Now, again, looking at that clip, you might say that's betting on the house with that one, because that clip was horrific. But, you know, that Page of Cups could also, again, sort of represent the life review. It's like, okay, here you go. You're this young guy with these different opinions. You know, you've got Heartbreak, and then the Magician card would be the revealing how this life is the illusion, and you were playing a role in a play for something like that. Let's look at the apprehended shooter. What's going on with the apprehended shooter? What were they thinking? What were they doing? Let's just look at the energy of this person. Dear God. Okay, Angel of Death coming in, and there's that Fool card again. Underneath it all is the Six of Coins. It's like they were doing it for others. They were willing to be an angel of death for other people that were being oppressed, and now they're going to be the ones taking a new journey on that. It's not just like they couldn't take it anymore. They planned this one out. This is totally premeditated. And just like Charlie Kirk, now they've got to reevaluate their life choices here. King of Pentacles. You know, here you got the Six of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. Exactly. It's like, you know, I was saying that this card was kind of like trying to defend people who were defenseless. They're feeling like they needed to take charge and do something because nobody else was doing anything. Lesson to be learned, Two of Wands. They planned it out, and now, well, they executed their plan. And Ace of Swords, the Crusade. They went ahead and did it. They got into there and performed the action that starts a new era, probably both for Charlie Kirk and themselves. The person who did this shooting, are they mentally competent? Or, you know, were they mentally competent in the events leading the shooting? Were they mentally competent during the shooting? Are they mentally competent now? In other words, is this person somebody who's lost control of their mental and emotional conditions and are, would be considered insane? You know what I mean? Wheel of Fortune, a progression, downward spiral, maybe. Four Carter. Four of Cups. They just didn't like Charlie Kirk and what he had to say. It's funny how the same cards that were in the initial reading are coming up. The Hermit card, Ace of Cups, strong emotions. Just like the Charlie Kirk card. It's funny. It's almost like this is like a life event planned for Charlie Kirk. It's got to be, right? Because they both have this card. It was a choice to make. They didn't like what they were hearing. They let their emotions take care of them. It was kind of a let's find out and seal your legacy type thing. Is there mental health issues here? Very possibly. Certainly they let this could be a family history of mental health that might be discovered or undiscovered, undiagnosed mental health. Two of Swords. But there's a feeling of choice here. There could be underlying mental health that is with this, and it's depression or something along those lines. But I don't think this person would be found insane. It would untreated, yes. Insane, likely not. Okay, so what's next with what's next, Bear? Share with me what you'd like to share with me regarding this Charlie Kirk shooting, with questions I haven't asked. So we'll do a 7-carder with that one, and then we'll end this thing here. Nightmare, anxiety, stress, and there's more of it to come. In some ways, it's kind of funny for those who cause anxiety for others. They're going to be looking over their shoulder now. Page of Cups, just like with the Charlie Kirk thing on his if he's going to survive it or not. It's almost like Charlie Kirk has the ability to be killed, to sort of be the cautionary tale underneath here. Agreements, contracts. I do think it's a soul contract here, but it's kind of also being careful about, we should be unifying people, not dividing people. And Charlie Kirk, in his rhetoric, divided people. It's broadcasted over. And this is kind of one of those, the comments are going to be awful with him. He's been an awful person. And if you were to look at news stories, you're probably going to see a lot of things about thoughts and prayers. And it's being done incredibly sarcastically. Now, whether Charlie Kirk or not himself deserves it, we'll just leave that. But he's going to have family. He's going to have friends. He's going to have people that in his life that were apolitical. Aunts, uncles, siblings, whatever, that don't look at him as Charlie Kirk the provocateur, but somebody who is a friend or family member or something along those lines. And that's going to be hard on them. And it's going to be even harder to read about the hatred that half the population is going to have towards this man. But at the same time, he's the one who's done this to himself. He put himself out there for fame and fortune, and this is the downside of doing that when you're such a firebrand. Doesn't mean you deserve to be shot. I'm just saying. But we got things happening quickly here. Crusades. And it might lead to crusades on both sides. You cause somebody to want to take justice into their own hands, felt like they were defending others. Lesson be learned, 2 of Coins. We really need to... This whole thing with the Trump administration and the far-right movement in this country is causing turmoil. And I realize, again, the shooter's probably going to be somebody on the left. Just logically speaking, that's what we're going to see. But there's like a downward spiral of chaos in this country, and this is the epitome of it. Outcome, 5 of Coins. As values decline and as like the economy starts getting worse and people are disaffected, you might see more of this. People are feeling left out. People aren't feeling included, or people are, when you're going out of your way to exclude people, that's what causes this anxiety here. You got to stop kicking people out. You've got to stop singling them out and saying that these people here are the problem and they need to be dealt with. We could see more of this. And what's Trump going to do? Is he going to send Trump sends the National Guard because one person gets shot. Well, what are you going to do now in Utah? Are you going to send the National Guard to Utah? Okay, I guess 1-4 Carter. How will the Trump administration react to this? Will they be sending the National Guard to Utah? I assure you that they're not going to say thoughts and prayers. They're going to want to take immediate action because it's one of their own. Right? Trump administration, yeah, it's kind of like there is just like the cross here, waiting to take action. Here we go. These cards are put in the different parts of the deck. So I think what we were seeing there is almost like the Trump administration's reaction to it. They're gonna work on this to justify continuing their process. Trump is going to say how Democratic cities or Democratic states are the problem here, and we need to carry on doing these strong arm tactics that he's known for to put crime under control. He's going to make it worse. Trump can take something like this and justify it for his takeover of the country through a martial law type stance or a heavy-handed type stance. I expect this isn't going to help, but it's likely going to make it worse. I might do a longer reading on this later on, but just wanted to give you the heads up. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.